XR375 here tonight, and I received a couple of requests about groups and how to form groups and so forth, and what to look for in groups. So I'm going to answer these questions as the best I can from my experience. Some of the groups that you can join out there, it would be like your oathkeepers.org. Find your local chapter, see if you can join your local chapter locally. Because generally what happens is if you join the Oath Keepers national site, your membership fee, which I think is $40 is what I paid, goes directly to national, where if you pay your membership fee to um, your local chapter gets a portion of your membership fee. Good thing about the Oath Keepers is that you're around like-minded people. Hopefully the chapter has enough people in it to where you can have a cat walk through your video. Hi, Smokey. And, you guys can have enough people to do events and so forth and get enough people to recruit, such as gun shows and so forth. Like I said, check out your local Oath Keeper chapters. Check out Facebook also for your local 3%ers. Some states are huge, so they might have a northern whatever 3% group and a southern 3% group. And also, back to the Oath Keepers too, which I'm a member of. They have two chapters in the state that I live in. They have the Southern Nevada Oath Keepers, and they also have the Northern Nevada Oath Keepers. So check them out. When you go to these shows, and if you see them at gun shows or whatever, just ask them how many people they have that generally show up to the meetings. If they generally have a good turnout at their monthly meetings, then it's a pretty active chapter. If there's only just a few people, or if they're in the process of rebuilding because they've been marginalized, because people previously just used it as whatever, a social gathering or a forum to bitch about the times and what's going on, then see what you can do to help them out. See if you can support them, see if you can volunteer for a position or something like that. See if you can augment what they have going, and go from there. But I would, if you're going to join the Oath Keepers, join your local chapter, because this way the local chapter gets funds for such as if they get called out for an operation, they have some money in the bank to send people, up to Burns, Oregon, or wherever it's necessary. At least they have some gas, and hopefully they have some supplies. So find out how well stocked they are. I mean, if they're just recovering or recuperating from almost being marginalized, they may not have a whole lot of supplies on hand and funding on hand. And that takes time to build up, just like any regular army does. Then, like I said, also check out your state's militia, and check out your state's 3%ers. I don't know exactly how to contact a whole lot of those groups. You might want to try Facebook, 3%ers or whatever, and see if they can put you in contact with a recruiter or something like that, so you can get vetted. You might also want to try the Watchman, and I'll put another link down below for the Oath Keepers, and also there is another link which Fourth Dimension on his channel posted, which is called thelastmilitia.org. So, and I'll put a link down to that too, and kind of go from there. Then another point that was brought up, one person asked me, what is my opinion, my thoughts on leadership, and what makes a good leader, and what should they look for. I would definitely say good thoughts, and what makes a good leader would be someone that keeps his group people, whether it be Oath Keepers or militia or 3%ers or whatever, informed of what's going on, communication, whether it be Oath Keepers from national down to the local chapters, having, and this kind of goes towards a group, because a group also needs to be run properly, and they need, standard operating procedures in case the leader gets taken out, falls ill, or dies, or whatever. SOPs, need to be put in place to handle that type of situation. Plus, the SOPs also designate who makes the final medical calls, who makes the final security calls, and so forth. And obviously, if there's a tactical situation that's coming up, you're not going to defer to the doctor. You're going to defer to your chief security person. So, like I said, my thoughts on that is someone who is active, wants the group to work, shows an interest in it, and calls on a regular basis and finds out what's going on, and asks for help, and communicates and says, hey, can you be a RSO this weekend to help our members get show safe firearms handling? Sure, no problem. I'm an NRA RSO. I can do that, no problem. I can operate on the range and keep an eye out on people. Or, hey, can you help train people up? Can you give a lecture on this? Calls and says, hey, can you bring your radio tonight, because we're going to have a training session on ham radios. So it's communication both ways, and but like I said, I think that's one of the qualities of a good leader. I think another good quality of a good leader is temperance. Can handle stress well. Also has great ideas. At the same time, doesn't mind having his ideas, shot down whatsoever. And also accepts other people's ideas. I guess just it's all sorts of qualities. I've just named a few. Like I said, I think it's open communication and so forth. But I will go ahead and put those two links for Oath Keepers National, and also thelastmilitia.org. And I would suggest that maybe doing a search on Facebook for 3%ers in your area. And, like I said, shout out to the Fourth Dimension, aka ACAS. Maybe even hit him up and talk to him a little bit and see what he has to say too. But I would definitely check out those two organizations for sure. And Oath Keepers National, make sure you join your local chapter if you decide to join. And like I said, just some of the points: good leadership, communication, takes ideas, likes ideas, and can take, the the hit on his ideas if they get shot down, and say, no, that's not good because of this, and this. And, he's not dead set on just his ideas only. So that's, some stuff that I was asked, and took some notes on it here. And it's pretty much it, I think we've all had, shitty bosses, and we've all had good bosses. So it's kind of the same way, kind of the same thing, Can't stand the boss, he might be whatever, Then there's other bosses that you would pretty much do anything for. So best way I can sum that up. So I hope that answers some of the questions that were sent to me, and I will go ahead and put the links down below. XCR out.